Assalamu alaikum folks. I'm back with another question and answer video. So I have been, this thing is shaking. Need to stop, sorry. Okay, calm down, relax. There we go. I still get nervous, it's still kind of weird for me. Once I get into a routine, I get going for, a few weeks perhaps, and it's all good. But then once I get out of my routine, getting back onto the camera, it's a bit like, I don't really feel like doing it. But then it's for the best, and inshallah it's going to benefit you guys. And benefit me also, because it's something that I find challenging. And whenever I find something challenging, I keep going at it. And that's how I learn, because I make lots of mistakes and I learn from those mistakes and I overcome them. Not all of the time, but most of the time that's what happens, and I feel good. I feel like I've accomplished something and I can actually teach somebody else what I've learned. Perhaps the actual thing itself, or the feelings of how to overcome things when you're quite scared of doing them. Right, let's get on with this video. So this question and answer one, it's mainly about studies, because obviously with what's going on right now, people are struggling to manage, should I say, and I have been as well. Your work and your family life is now together, okay, it's combined. Especially if you are working from home. Some of you perhaps have to go into the office or wherever you work, and I know it's going to be a difficult one, even when you do come home, to try and support your sons, daughters, etc., because it's something that they need at this moment in time, because they don't have the teachers in front of them. Now, as a maths teacher, I know how difficult it is for me not having my students in, because I can't read their facial expressions. Yeah, it's especially when you're teaching something like algebra and all of a sudden someone just looks at you like, you could just see it in their face, they don't understand. Okay, so let's get on with it. So the questions that I've been asked, one of the questions is, how do I support my son or daughter when it comes to their studies, especially in maths, because obviously I'm a maths teacher. Now what I said, or what I would say, sorry, to this is, first of all, have a structure or a routine, not just a timetable from school. School perhaps will give you a timetable, these are the lessons, etc. But have a timetable and a structure for the actual day as well. Now I generally find this a good practice. Even if it wasn't COVID situation, it's good practice just to keep yourself in a routine and make sure that you're making the most out of the time that you have. Okay, so that's the first thing that I would suggest, is break down the revision or break down the topics or whatever you've got in terms of the time allocation. So perhaps you'll give 40 minutes or an hour to each one, and then you can obviously fix it from there. That's the first stepping stone. The second thing that I would do is get to know the learning objectives. Okay, so understand what the learning objectives are for that week, and then have a look at those. Now if you are not fully aware or fully understand those, then I would suggest speaking to the teacher, checking the resources, looking at the textbooks, or searching online. Obviously with a lot of YouTube content, don't wait for me to upload, please, because I'm going to take quite a while to actually do it. I have a lot of things going on at this moment in time, but I am working towards uploading them. But for example, if there's a topic on trigonometry and I'm working on number work at the moment, I need to finish that series off first so I can upload the next ones and the next ones, etc. And you'll notice me bulk uploading now as well, because I just make a few videos, edit them once, and just get them out there. So that's what I would suggest. Another question was, what if I'm not familiar with something? How do I explain that to my son or daughter? Look, there's going to be a lot of things in maths that you probably never ever use other than for the time that you did your exams. And that's probably a while ago. I'm not going to go into ages or anything like that, but it's probably a while ago. Okay, and even me as a teacher, if I've not taught something for a while, I find it quite bizarre. I find it quite, you just just getting to it, first of all, you kind of feel a bit of anxiety, and then you think, oh, okay, I get it. And that's me as a teacher. So you as parents, or you as older brothers or sisters, or even students who are tackling it for the first time, I can just imagine it's going to be painstaking, right? So the first thing that I would do is work with what you know. Okay, so for example, if you know that this specific thing is in the category of number, then look for the revision guide. Obviously look at the material that's relevant to number. If you're at that point where you actually don't know where this question fits, you can message me even if you want to find out, and I'll look at it for you and say to you, this is where you need to go to actually look at the question. If you don't know, in all honesty, at this moment in time, I would really recommend YouTube. Just Google it or put it into YouTube, whatever the topic or the objective is, and I guarantee you there'll be a video somewhere, if not on my channel, on other channels as well, or other websites, where you can actually find good tutorials in detail, with questions and answers and all that kind of stuff, where you can actually recap it for yourself. Or if you're trying to support somebody, try to learn it together. Make it a learning journey, honestly, because I've had parents where they just say, I don't know how to do it, so I'm just going to leave it on. They don't need to know how to do it, because I never knew how to do it, and I'm fine, and I made it through life. But don't give them that mentality. Don't have that mentality where it's okay for you not to do it because of the fact that I wasn't able to do it. No, encourage them and learn it together. Even if you find it difficult, just have a go. Another question was why am I not focusing in on one thing on the channel, and that it's quite broad, the way for English, math, science and society, and a few other things as well. Well, the reality is that in all honesty, as students, you are told that you need to study a lot of different things, and that's to kind of give you different methods of thinking and make you understand in different ways and have a general understanding of education and the world and all of that kind of stuff. But when you get into a profession, you're always told to focus in on one thing. Be a doctor, focus on the medicine. Be a pharmacist, focus on the medicine again, I guess. An accountant, focus on that. Every profession has its focus, and everyone will encourage you, to be good at what you do, because that's your life profession, and that's your vocation, or whichever way you want to see it. But to be honest with you, me as a teacher, I have found myself being asked lots of questions by students, or in lots of different situations where I've had to help them in different things. And once you've been teaching for a while, you'll realize that it's just a skill. Teaching itself is a skill. The knowledge, for example, if I had to teach geography tomorrow, I could pick up a book, look over the chapter, but my skill as a teacher is to break that information down and produce it in a manageable, in small chunks that are manageable for people to take it on. That's my skill as a teacher. So effectively, I could take anything, any content, break it down and learn it, and then teach it to somebody. That's the skill of teaching. It doesn't mean that I have to be specifically excellent at maths or specifically excellent at English in order for me to teach it. It's just knowing how to relay that information. And that's what I'm trying to encourage people to do, or see rather, because I'm not a maths genius, I'm not an English professor, I'm not a scientist, but I am having a go at doing all of them. Why? Because I know for a fact if I apply myself, I can actually do it. I can actually do it. I can actually teach English, I can teach science if I wanted to. It's just going to take me a bit of time, which is why I'm giving myself the time. And I'm saying to you guys, you also need to give yourself time to be able to make the mistakes, and you won't get it the first time. It's not going to happen. It's never going to be like that. Gosh, this video is taking a lot out of me, but it's actually nice to be able to talk to the camera after such a long time. Although the questions, I'm probably going off topic a little bit, but hey, listen, you guys, you'll get your answers soon. Don't worry about it. Another question that was asked was, I can't remember the question now. What was it? Yeah, why the random kind of uploads on society? So, for example, society, society, English, math, science, and society. Society could be the geography of a place, the history of a place, etc. And that's true. That's initially that's what I wanted, but then, I got thinking and I thought that's a lot of content, and it's something that I can actually work on in the future. But I thought it'd be really interesting for me to actually talk about or show the societies in which I have lived, my experiences, etc. Which is why I kind of record a lot of driving. I'm driving most of the time, by the way. That's why I record a lot of driving videos. And it's interesting because, to be honest with you, I'll be very honest with you, from where the place where I grew up and where I come from, I'm really lucky, really lucky to be able to live out and to travel and all of this kind of thing, all of these kinds of things, sorry. So I just want to share that with people. And to you, it might seem like nothing interesting whatsoever just to see somebody walking down the streets of Dubai, or recording the journey in Dubai. But for somebody else, they've not got the opportunity to come out here. They've never seen it, or they've only seen it in pictures or whatever, and they don't really know what it's like to be there or to have lived there. And that's the reason why. And I watch a lot of vlogs and a lot of videos that other people produce on these kinds of things, vlogs, but it's always quite fancy, and they're always talking about this and that, and check out this hotel, or check out this restaurant, or this beach, etc. I want it to just be raw, like just, this is what it's like, this is, get focus. It's like, just focus in and just, this is the reality of it, dude. What was the question again? Was there a question? I don't really care anymore. I'm joking. But really, honestly, that's the crux of it. Just to kind of show the reality and the real side, and how people can have different experiences living in the same society. It's actually very true, and it happens a lot, especially in places like London. If you go down to London, you've got the really rich areas, or really wealthy areas, should I say, and next to it you've got a few estates, and literally a street away. And the way that the people live on the estate compared to the way the people live in the house, nice fancy houses area, should I say, is completely different. So that's why I upload a lot of things that may seem random, but I'm telling you now, they do, I hope, have benefit for a lot of people, because a lot of my students back in the UK would ask me these kinds of things. What's it like? So it's just those questions that I have in the back of my head when I actually start recording a lot of the things, not just that, family and friends and other things as well. So I know this video has been quite long, and thank you if you're still watching it after 13 minutes, but it has been a long time since I've actually uploaded, since I've sat down, spoke to the camera, and it feels really good. Honestly, it does feel really good, and inshallah I'm going to start doing a few more Q&As, but to be honest with you, a lot of the Q&As are answered in my uploads anyway, so thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.